Oh my goodness, we are back with an episode 8, and it's nothing like me to make it this far in a series, which is quite interesting. We usually stop at around episode 1 or 2 because that's what we do. I don't know why I'm saying we. I'm bringing you into this now. Anyways, yes, it's great that we made it to episode 8, and so now it's time to discuss what it is that we are going to be doing in this one. And yes, as I foreshadowed in the last one, what we are going to be doing in this episode is gathering Astronium fully automatically, full automatic style, using the auto extractor. And so, right now, we are going to get the first step done, which is actually unlocking the auto extractor. So, there we go. So, first things first, why do we want to automate getting Astronium? Well, for me, the main reason is because I want to have a bunch of exo chips. All of the late game things take exo chips. You have our auto extractor that we need in order to get the Astronium in the first place. It needs exo chips. Down here, if we go to large rovers, exo chips. If we go to large shuttles, exo chips, though we already have a large shuttle, and you don't need more than one of those. But my point still stands. Everything takes exo chips, even shredders. I'm pretty sure even the large shredder, not even the extra large, you already need exo chips. Yeah, so, shredders, exo chips, everything that's useful at this point in the game for us is going to take exo chips. And getting exo chips from exo caches is probably my least favorite thing ever in the world since the dawn of time. And so, we're going to get that set up with Astronium using the auto extractor so that we don't have to get those ourselves. But how are we going to get to the core of the planet? Well, we are going to use a large rover, right? We are going to use a large rover with a drill. And so the problem with that, right, is that we're setting up a system that'll get us exo chips, but we need exo chips to make the large rover in order to set up that system. And look at this. We don't have any at all because I spent every single one of those. So we have to get exo chips so that we can get exo chips. Very unfortunate thing indeed. But without further ado, we're just going to go on ahead and gather some exo chips real quick. We need to go to Glacio. That's where we need to go to get our exo chips because that's to my knowledge, where exo caches are most common. And really, yeah, so that's that. Actually, that's all I have to say. Okay, here we are on Glacio, and apparently I've landed here before, so we don't have to dig down, which is quite nice indeed. And yeah, usually I like to get multiple exo caches before I leave, but this time I'm going to get just one singular exo cache before I go, and then, because we're going to do it automatically from now on. Yeah, I zoned out. That's what that was, by the way. So, all right, things have been rough for me. I brought one back sort of halfway up my tether line here. Also, I had to go back to the home base to get more tethers, and because I forgot dynamite. So I'm just smart in every single way that I can be smart. But yeah, I've been looking for quite a while, and I only found one because that's just the way things are in life. So I really hope this has 2 exo chips in it because that's what I need for a rover, and a rover is what I need to get my first Astronium. And I need my first Astronium to get, I need my first few Astroniums to get more exo chips without the caches. So, basically, if this doesn't have 2 in it, I'm going to be so sad. Well, also, I'm dead. Alright, I just got my stuff back. I think we have... Oh, we have the whole shebang. We have 3 instead of 2, which is, not like me at all to have decent luck in any capacity. Ever. But yeah, now we're going to go back to the home planet and craft a single rover. We're not going to do a second one to use as a trailer or anything. We're just going to do the one and make a sort of like a low-level mining rover because I don't really need a good one on the home planet since we have a big one on Atrox for getting a ton of soil. That's where we do that. But yeah, this video's probably going to end up being a lot shorter than the last one. It is, no matter what, but it's probably going to be short by the standards of the average upload because not too much to do really. I just got to dig down there and then set up an auto extractor, and I don't think that's going to take a very long time, so this probably won't be long. But hey, I guess that just balances out for how the last video was, what, like 36 minutes long. Yeah, don't know how that happened. Oh my goodness, we're here, and that's good because if we're here, that means that we're ready to start doing the other stuff. And so I would like to explain something real quick. All right, I have gathered quite a bit of the stuff I think we're gonna need for this rover. This is just ammonium because I want to have it, but this other stuff is things I think we're going to need for the rover, so that should be pretty quick for me to set up. And also, I brought back a bunch of scrap that we can put in our trade platform down here in case we need anything that I forgot to bring back from Atrox, because Atrox is where all my good stuff is, because that's where my soil to scrap converter is, as well as... Well, no, that's it, actually, yeah. Just my soil to scrap converter and a lot of soil, so I can get whatever I want there, and I'm kind of not quite as rich on my home base anymore. oddly enough. But yes, this is good because it means that we will have enough, you know, these two for the rover, and then this one for the auto extractor. So we can do all that at once instead of having to just mine some Astronium manually in order to get the rest that we need for the auto extractor. We just have everything we need, and I gotta check my phone. Give me a sec. But yeah, I got all this copper right here because copper is what you need for aluminum alloy as well as aluminum itself. And the reason that I decided to get the copper with scrap is because aluminum is not hard to get on the home planet, but copper can be sometimes. Dude, I'm about to have a stroke. Everything I say is difficult to say, and so, but yeah, by the time I get back, I'm going to have the large rover crafted. Then we're going to set it up. Then we're going to use it to get to the core. Then we're going to come back up and determine how we're going to do the auto extracting and everything. And I'm not going to set up anything that brings the Astronium to the surface of this video, but I might automate all that and even automate turning the Astronium into scrap and all that or something in the coming episodes. But in this one, we're just going to set up the auto extractor and a way to gather a bunch of the Astronium, because Astronium lets us get a bunch of nice stuff. Actually, real quick before I do cut to when the shuttle's built, in case you didn't know, I mean, yes, the trade platform, you can use Astronium in it. There's the stuff you can get with scrap. Everyone knows about that. But if you press this down arrow, there's Astronium stuff too. So that's how you get a portable, I'll try again. That's how you get a portable smelting furnace, gravity globe, well, which you can just find gravity globes, no sense in getting it here. But exo chips, that's the big one for me, because that's really why I want this. Packagers, which, you know, I mean, I guess it's cheaper than trying to use graphite. But the real thing would be, like I said, the exo chips and solid fuel jump jets. And the reason solid fuel jump jets are a big deal is because scrapping those is a good way to convert your Astronium to scrap. Like, it's a really, really good way to convert your Astronium to scrap. So you don't have to do soil to scrap like I do. You can also do Astronium to scrap, and I might end up doing that as well, which I've never actually done on the channel. I always do soil instead, but Astronium's a viable way too. So might set that up on the home planet and just do the soil on Aatrox. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm going to build that rover for us. Here we are. I have crafted the rover, but I've put nothing on it, and so that's what we're going to do. So basically, we're going to do the entire getup we did with the Aatrox rover, except again, no trailer at all. So we're just doing the driving portion, which means right here on these storage slots, we are going to have a large storage filled with soil canisters, because even though we're not using this rover specifically to gather soil, we're going to need soil in order to use the paver, and we're going to want to store it when we're drilling so that we can use the paver, basically. So we're going to want some soil, and so I'm just going to put that in the back half, and then obviously RTG right here in the front, and then a seat, nothing crazy. So reiteration, we need some soil in the back, seat, RTG, paver and drill in the front, no big deal. We're going to get started with that right now, starting with the seat, which only takes compound to make. And so yes, if I sound real low energy just like I did in the last one, it's for the same reason that I sounded low energy in the last one. Boogers, right? Snot. My nose has been running. I know that's disgusting, but it's a relevant fact. You need to understand why I sound pathetic inside. But yes, I'm a true American, so I'm going to put the seat on the left side. And I brought back some helium and, I brought back some helium and argon from the What am I saying, dude? Like, just help me out. I don't know what I'm saying ever. Alright, I figured it out. I brought back some helium when I just now came back from Aatrox at the start of the video, and I just already have argon from the Odin days, so making the nanocarbon alloy for the RTG, not going to be a big deal, and I don't know if I have lithium here, but I can still get that because I brought scrap. Oh, I do. Life is easy. And time waits for no man, and sometimes I drool down the front of my shirt. Now, that means we're going to craft some steel, so we can get some nanocarbon alloy, and awesome. And, no, that's it, actually. I'm just going to make the nanocarbon alloy off camera because I just realized I don't have the capacity to speak to people without stuttering and stuff. Okay, I didn't quite craft it off camera, but we're, like, crafting it right now. So we got the titanium alloy coming in. And so now we got nanocarbon alloy. And so I don't know if I made this clear, but yeah, lithium and nanocarbon alloy. That's for the RTG. That's why we're getting those. So this rover's coming together quite nicely right now. And so that's kind of the main battle here, was getting the RTG. And the paver and the drill are going to be slightly annoying, but I'm just going to do that off camera. The other thing I want to mention, though, is the soil canisters we're going to be putting on the back, right? And the large storage and all that fun is going to be fairly easy because I have the ceramic right here for the large storage. So that's always been a thing because I made it in an earlier video or some crap. So that's where the soil canisters are going to go. And in case you didn't notice earlier, I just brought back some glass and plastic from Aatrox. So getting the soil canisters is also just already done, basically. I just got to craft them because I have the stuff already. I planned ahead, which is so, like, that's just not something I usually do, but here we go, I did it. And so, yes, we're going to get this RTG crafted if I can find this RTG. What is wrong with me today, man? Like, I'm usually not the best speaker, but this is just... Well, this is just pathetic. Okay, we got our RTG crafted. We're going to go put that on the rover, but also we're going to set our medium soil canisters to craft automatically so that we'll get those 4 crafted and the large storage just finished. So that's going to leave us with only the drill and paver to do, which, again, doing that off camera. So basically your time here is done because although I have not put these on the rover yet, they are crafted. And I'm pretty sure you can infer how that's gonna go. Hey, the paver and the drill have been crafted, and I kind of forgot and then realized when I began making the drill and stuff that I was gonna need drill strength 3 instead of drill strength 1. So that kind of hurt my feelings because I had to unlock and craft that thing, which is, I mean, no big deal really. It just takes a lot of soil and stuff because you need a ton of ammonium. It hurt my feelings. But hey, it's alright. We got our rover now, and really, without further ado, I think the only logical thing to do now is to start digging down to the center. And so, I'm going to give you a little bit of a monologue on my way down. What is the plan here? Well, obviously, I'm not taking anything down with me right now. I am simply digging down to the bottom. Once I have done that, though, I'm going to have a reusable ramp up to the surface so that I can come back down by it. Therefore, whenever I have built this ramp, I'm just going to drive back up, then get the auto extractor and everything I'm going to need basically for it to set it up on the Astronium so that we'll be automatically extracting Astronium. I know that's mind-boggling, right? That's a very advanced and intricate plan. I'm simply going to be using an auto extractor to do what it does. And so, yeah, I guess I'll get back with you when I'm a little closer to the ground. The ground meaning, not the ground, the center of the planet. Anyways, you know what I mean. Okay, we are getting down to the deeper cave layers now, sort of. As you can see, drill strength 3 is very nice for this, because if you use just drill strength 1 or 2, I don't even know if drill strength 1 will get you all the way to the bottom, but at the very least, it'll slow you down big time. Just craft drill strength 3, and so, boom, here we go, the best cave layer in the game, probably. That means there are 2 cave layers below this one, and the second one below this one is obviously just going to be, you know, the core of the planet, so I'm gonna have to try to avoid these mushrooms, I guess. Never mind, you can get rid of them. Okay, didn't know that. I usually just try to avoid them, and then I successfully do, but this time I missed, and it made it so that I discovered that you can get rid of them. Alright, and so I'm gonna not make another cut before we get all the way down here, because right now we are about to enter the last cave layer, if I know how to count, which I might not. I could be entirely wrong here, actually. Maybe I was wrong. No, I think I was wrong. I think there's 8 cave layers to Silva, not just 7, so... Yeah, actually, this isn't the last one, probably. No, it is! It says we're at the core. Okay, I counted... I don't know how many cave layers are in there, and there probably is 8. I didn't even count. I don't know. But here we are at the core, so now we're going to find ourselves an Astronium deposit that is closer to the ground. Now, you got to be careful down here, because the gravity's low, and you could get your rover in annoying spots. It's nothing that you can't recover from, but, it's not fun either. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun either, so... We're down here now. Let's try to discover some, Astronium. Gonna try not to get too far from my rover and keep it on the compass so I understand how far away it is, and I just need to find me some Astronium, yeah, which should not take long down here. Very, very common indeed, and so... Yeah. I'm not demonstrating any proof of that, am I? I mean, I haven't been looking up very much, and I know that it likes to spawn on the ceilings. I know that for a dang fact, so I'm just gonna have to... Get a close at my rover. Give me some oxygen back. There's some up there on the ceiling. So let me try to think about how that's going to happen. Do I need to... That's what I'll do. Okay, here. I'll go back to the ramp, right? I will go back to the ramp and then reroute the ramp to go to that. So that's going to be kind of cursed and funky, but advanced cave life down here. Anyways, let's see. The ramp is gonna... This is a cursed situation, and I'm not going to cut, okay? You're just going to have to be here with me for it. I get more like that here in my later years. I've just been cutting less, so you get to sit here and just watch me suck at Astroneer. Yep, but we're going to try to discover... So it looks like most of them like to be on the ceilings, right? So I'm going to try to stay higher up instead of going all the way to the ground. I should have done it to start with because I did always kind of know that they like to spawn on the ceiling. And I know that there was at least one in this general direction. And yes, there it is. We can see it from here. And so another reason why you want to do the rover like this, right, make a very distinct path to the Astronium is because when you do that, it makes it so that you can do trains later, right? You want to do trains to move the Astronium. There we go. Okay, we don't want to drill into it because we want to have it all there for the auto extractor. But yes, we can use trains to move this Astronium back to the surface later on, which is a beautiful thing, really. It's a very good thing in the case of Astronium that trains exist in this game, because auto arms with that is about the suckiest thing ever. I'm about to fall off the side, and that would be so unfortunate. Oh gosh, it's so hard to control this with low gravity. But yes, auto arms is what you had to use to move everything, which with the auto extractor wasn't really a big deal for most items. Like, you know, if you're just trying to get iron off of Glacio or something, you don't have to move it that far, really. You know, you don't have to move it that far. There's iron veins everywhere. But with Astronium, taking it all the way back to the surface, we are very, very thankful for trains. Anything that needs to go far sucks with auto arms. Do not use auto arms for this no matter what. It's worth it to unlock trains by a great, great deal. But yeah, coming down here just reminds me of how much there is to this game, really. I mean, you know, you got all these caves and stuff, all these cave layers, and we just don't have to go to them because there are broken ways to get bites, such as just going to Glacio or setting up the automatic bites on Aatrox like we did. So, I mean, you know, let me know down in the comments if you agree with me that this game is so imbalanced, and it's very unfortunate because it makes it so that you don't really have to play the whole thing in order to, you know, progress the fastest way possible. It's kind of weird. You can just skip so many steps, which, I mean, I guess you could say you could play however you want, so you don't have to skip all those steps, but for me, it's like if the most efficient way involves skipping those steps, it doesn't really make sense not to. Alright, we're back on the surface. I was just making a dramatic sound for that. Anyways, the auto extractor, I kind of expected, because I didn't know the recipe for it. If you don't know, I just don't really use these, actually. I've covered the auto extractors before, but I don't really use them, actually. Yeah, I don't use auto extractors much, so I didn't know what it costed, and I kind of expected it to cost nanocarbon alloy, but exo chip, steel, tungsten carbide, rubber, all very, very cheap stuff. Rubber is just going to be compound and carbon. Tungsten carbide is going to be tungsten and carbon, and steel, kind of the most expensive thing here because you need argon, but other than that, it's just iron and carbon. So since we already have argon, steel is also cheap. Then the exo chip, which we all know my struggle with that earlier, and oh boy, were we lucky to actually have gotten 3 from an exo cache, because if you didn't know, exo caches can give you 1, 2, or 3, and we got 3, which is the highest, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyways, I'm going to do all the crafting, the steel and tungsten carbide and all that stuff off camera. Because, I mean, it's not even going to take that long anyways, but no sense in making you watch. All right, here we go. We got everything we need for the auto extractor, and I already unlocked it earlier, so there it is. Oh, I made plastic, so I lied to you. Because I said it takes compound and carbon. But that's how you make plastic. I always get those mixed up. Rubber! It takes rubber, not plastic, which is going to be resin and organic, so it's even cheaper, really, just by a little bit. I lied to you, and you believed it. Actually, probably didn't. Most people aren't stupid, and I am. Yeah, I have an 80 IQ? Probably. I don't know. I just got a really strong feeling sometimes. Anyway, there we go. There's the auto extractor. It is crafting, and so we're going to need a power source for it as well, which means... And I didn't think about this, by the way. I didn't think about this because I don't do that. So what I'm going to have to do is... It draws 8 units per power second, so, I don't really want to automate a generator down there. I feel like that's kind of extra, so I will just make 2 RTGs. Okay, I'll do it. I'll make 2 RTGs, and I'll do it off camera and everything because I'm such a good person. So, I'll be back, man. I'll be back. I don't want to make RTGs. It takes so much soil when you don't have soil on this planet because you left all your soil in Aatrox. I mean, I guess I could just go make it on Aatrox, but no, I'm not smart. Okay, I crafted those RTGs just like I said I would, and I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing now. Okay, well, the first step is to get this laterite out of the way because it's laterite that's in the way, and we don't need laterite in the way. We need laterite not in the way. And so, auto extractor. And I need a resource canister. So just kidding. Be right back because you don't want to watch me craft a resource canister. Just kidding. I'm going to make you watch as, well, because I'm a brat, really, and so I'm not going to say anything either. Okay, I might commentate a little bit. Oh, never mind, it's done. Okay, well, there we go. Anyways, we only needed the soil to get down there, so really we could leave all of these, but we don't need to. Well, knowing how things go with me, I'm gonna leave them. No, I'm gonna leave most of them except for one, because like I'm probably not thinking about something that's gonna be relevant later. And oh no, I don't have any storage for it. You know how I get. I'm a stupid fool, and I need to mitigate the ramifications for that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna drive down there, try to set this goober up, and aha! I caught it before we got down there. I'm forgetting platforms to put the RTGs on because RTGs don't have legs or cables built in. I remembered it before I got down there, which is unlike me. I hope you're proud of me. But I probably forgot something else more important. That's how it usually goes. But really, I'm racking my brain here, and I can't think of a single thing that I forgot. Anyways, the trip down's much quicker than the trip up because gravity's pretty strong in this life. As you can see, I can't even keep the thing straight. And also, just using the paper and drill slows down your vehicle. So even if I was going at normal rover speed, as opposed to downhill rover speed... Oh! Oh, sorry. Got a little scared there because I couldn't keep straight. But, yeah, I didn't really have to do a lot of cutting of the video, and now we're already down here, so that means more watch time hours for me. Yep, that was kind of a rudimentary ploy. Yeah, we're all the way down here now, and I haven't used the auto extractor much, so I actually have a question for you. Yes, the viewer is going to give me tips and tricks. What a plot twist here. Okay, so I did some testing with auto extractors in creative, right? And what happened was I would place them on a resource vein like this, right? I would do this. I would just stick it on here, and then it worked, though, when I did it. Yeah, okay. Just like that. And so what happened was it would gather, right? And then it would it would stop gathering after a while, right? It would just stop gathering after a while because obviously it runs out after a while, right? But it didn't actually take any of the Astronium. So I was able to come back here and then just place it again, and it was able to regather again. And I did that a lot. I did that several times with the same auto extractor, and the resource vein never went away. So I would like you to tell me, anyone out there who uses auto extractors a lot, do auto extractors actually just not deplete the resource? Can I just come back in here and keep resetting this forever? Because, yeah, it stops working, but from my experience, when you replace it, it just never actually runs out. But yeah, like I said, I'm not an auto extractor guy, so I would really like to know how that works from some of you who use it a lot, because I do know a lot of my viewers are big auto extractor advocates, and so yeah, I need some pro tips. Now, for now, I'm just going to do one, but like I said, in the next episode, I kind of think what I'm going to do is just send a train down here to gather the stuff automatically, right? Which I don't know how hard that's going to prove to be, but if it's not too particularly hard, I'm also just going to add more auto extractors so we can get more and more frequently. But since this is fully automatic always, I don't really care if it's efficient, right? That's kind of the whole entire deal with the auto extractor. I could gather this Astronium faster, but if I'm not gathering it and I can be somewhere else, doesn't really matter if it's slow, right? That's the entire purpose of this thing. So for now, I think one will do just fine. In fact, so we're going to have to come down here and get it manually. But we're going to have a whole entire medium resource canister full of it when we come to get it. So the trip down here isn't so sucky that it's not worth it for sure if we're getting 32. Because I'm pretty ssure the conversion rate, if we wanted to convert it to scrap, is like 3 scrap from 1 Astronium if we get the solid fuel jump jets for the scrapper. If that's what we use the Astronium on. So, I mean, 32 of this is like 3 resource canisters full of scrap if we do the conversion there. But yeah, we're going to turn it on. I should have done that already, but here's what I'm going to do, right? And I don't enjoy this as a concept, but I'm just going to sit here and just like AFK and just kind of like let this thing go time-lapse style, and I'm going to speed up the video by a certain amount, right? And then I'm going to show on screen how much it's sped up by, so you can sort of see how slow or how fast this thing is. And the reason I'm going to do that is because people often get upset when I don't show something in action after I build it, even if it's something like this where I feel like maybe it wouldn't really matter that much. So, you know, look, I want to make everyone happy here, because the last time I built something and didn't show it in action, one of my viewers actually came to my house and broke my knees with a baseball bat. So, you know, I'm just... Here you go. Oh, one more thing. My mouse might be moving around a lot, so try not to be distracted by that, because I have OBS set to where it only captures Astroneer, right? But my mouse, it still exists. So it's just going to be moving around on screen throughout the whole time, that's probably. And I just have to live with that, I guess. I don't really know what to tell you. Alright, so I didn't fill up the resource canister all the way, obviously, with that time-lapse. I just kind of sat there and went through Discord and stuff, which is a thing that people do in life sometimes. But, honestly, 8 in that amount of time is pretty freaking good. I thought these were really, really slow. I have not been AFK that long, and again, I said I would show you how much the time lapse was sped up by, so you also know I haven't been AFK that long, and it already gathered 8, so I think that's pretty nice, really. I mean, I genuinely have no complaints there. The only complaint I have is that I didn't think that I should maybe just take those, right? Yeah, I can just take those so that it'll fill up while I'm gone all the way, and then also I can have Astronium, right? You see how that's a double whammy? You see that? Did you notice that? Oh, frick, there's another. Oh, frick, there's another!